What's up, beautiful dancers? Welcome back. And if you're new, welcome to my channel, Black to Ballroom. I'm your girl, Crystal, here to give you the inside scoop on everything you need to know when it comes to ballroom dancing. And today, joining me is a beautiful dancer named Gaby, a pro-am, and she's going to join us now today and tell us a little bit about her journey, what got her into ballroom dancing, and basically, you know, what she likes to do for fun. So welcome, Gaby.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. This is so cute. I remember when I first met you, actually at my first ever ballroom competition. And I was so impressed because I was like, oh, there's another melanated human and she's so fabulous. I started Black to Ballroom, actually. Like I met the very first time I met you at Holiday back in 2021, I think.
And that was before COVID, right?
Well, it was right after COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was my first competition ever. It was very, very fun.
Yeah. And what made you get into ballroom dancing and specifically competing? I guess, how long have you done both?
Yeah, so I've been competing for a very short time. So as you know, like Holiday in 2021 was my first competition ever. So officially, I've only been competing for like 2 years. And I've only gone to, I think, maybe 7 or 8 competitions total. Yeah, because I've done like maybe like 2 or 3 or 4 a year, like somewhere around that for the 2 years that I've been competing. And I've been dancing my whole life. So when I was younger, I did ballet from 3 until I was 18 back home in Jamaica, which people are always very surprised to find out. I'm like, we have ballet studios in Jamaica. There are a bunch of little Jamaican kids running around doing ballet. There's one studio though. It's like lots of studios, but there is one studio in Kingston and there is one in Montego Bay. And if you did ballet in Jamaica, you probably went to one of those 2 studios. So my original dance training is like very formal and very different from ballroom because I'd have like annual exams that like invigilator from England would come and kind of stare at you and mark you. Yeah, it's like Royal Academy of Dance grades, basically. So I did ballet up until I was 18, so right before I went to college. And I actually started ballroom dancing by accident. It was that I came to the US from Jamaica for college. I went to University of Georgia, go Bulldogs. But I mostly was coming here for engineering school. I wasn't really sure whether I was going to like keep dancing in any way. I was trying to do a dance minor, but the dance department at UGA, even though it was like pretty well established, had the weirdest schedule. It's like I couldn't make the dance classes work with my engineering classes because the ballet classes would have like these 3-hour studios in the middle of the day, and my engineering classes would also have 3-hour studios in the middle of the day. And the only thing that they offered after hours, like completely after 4 or 5 p.m., was ballroom. So the reason why I ended up doing ballroom dancing was because someone I'd met during international orientation was already in UGA's ballroom performance group. I did 5 years ballroom performance group, which was very fun. I spent 1 year as the president, which was hilarious because I was the first like female president that haven't had in a while, so they called me Madam Prez, which was very, very cute. I also met my pro-am professional coach at UGA dance department because he graduated from the same ballroom performance group and used to come back as a guest choreographer. So I never competed in college at all, mostly because I was just like trying to figure out my degree stuff. But I knew that the competitive world existed out there in theory. I was actually really afraid to do competitions because honestly, it just seemed like very mean and scary. The only like competitive
mean and scary?
Yes, because the only competitive dance I'd seen was like Dance Moms, etc. I was like,
wait, aren't you used to like having the fancy people from England coming and marking you from ballet?
Yes, but they don't talk to you, right? Like they literally just watch you dance and say nothing. Like they just look at you in judgment. I think I
Yeah.
was just, yeah, right. Like the thought of like, when people explained to me what competitive ballroom was, I was like, that is terrifying. Right? There's a very, very big difference between like one little mean invigilator just sitting and staring at you, and then she goes away, you never talk to her, and you just get a piece of paper in the mail that tells you what your grade was and you're done.
Yep.
Then having to dance several heats of something in front of like a panel of judges, that's a whole different thing. It's like I was never really worried about the performance aspect of it because I'm used to dancing in front of people. That's not really it. I don't really care about dancing in front of people. I was just like, I don't know if I have any business being in this competitive ballroom thing. Um I've been very pleasantly surprised though. It's been really, really fun. I've really enjoyed meeting all of the people who do it and why they do it and why they started, etc. But I don't know. Coming out of the pandemic, I just wanted to do something that like made me feel like myself again. Is mostly it.
Are you still an engineer now?
So like what I do professionally is that I have an undergrad in environmental engineering, I have a master's in urban planning and a master's in public policy. And I work as kind of like a city scale slash regional scale planner slash engineer, but at a really big consulting firm. So all of my clients are like state agencies around the country. I've served a couple of Caribbean countries. But yeah, that's kind of what I do.
I did not realize you were an engineer, and I feel like a lot of engineers make really good dancers. I mean, I feel like it's like numbers, accounting, you're organized, everything's in a sequence. Like I think that's what it is. It just clicks.
We like patterns. We like musicality. Musicality makes sense to me. Like I'm actually terrible at counting. Chris John will.
Oh well, me too. I'm more of a sound. Bop, 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 bop.
I do that. I'm like ba ba da ba ba ba, and he's like, no. There are counts. Why aren't you counting? I no, but I'm like, this is how it makes me feel.
It's so hard. I get that all the time with my partner as well, and he teases me. Yeah.
I've gotten better at the counting. I've been working on the counting. It's been a conscious effort. But yes, outside of the ballroom things, professionally, that's what I do. That's kind of the random things that Gabby does in the background when she's not dancing. At first, people at work were, oh, that's a nice hobby. And then when I started winning things, they were like, oh, you're good. This is a real thing that you do. Got it. And we should like give you the flexibility to go focus on that. Great. So they've gotten a lot better at it. But when I had just started, it was kind of weird because it was like a very weird conversation to have. Oh, I'm not going to be here this week. I'm going to be at this ballroom competition.
Yeah. So where is your home location for your studio and where do you train?
I'm based in Atlanta, and I dance with Chris John Batters, who has like his own like independent studio that's kind of just himself. But we dance in someone else's studio space that we just pay floor fees for, basically. There's not a lot of studio spaces in the main city, like in the perimeter. Most of the studio spaces are like in the suburbs. So I actually like that we dance at Academy just because like all of the other studio space that's like large enough for you to dance a long wall is outside of the perimeter and much farther from where I live.
Yeah, by the way, what styles of dance do you do? Let's tell the viewers that.
Oh yeah. So I dance the American style. So I do nine dance, American style nine dance. So rhythm and smooth. And the way I usually say it, I'm like, I dance American style. There are two styles. You have American style and international style. And the American style is literally nine dances. So that's why it's also called nine dance. And the nine dances are like 5 rhythm, 4 smooth. The smooth is what you traditionally think of as ballroom. So waltz, tango, foxtrot, and Viennese waltz. And then the rhythm is all of the spicy stuff. I call it the spicy stuff. I'm like, The rhythm is the spicy stuff.
I like that. So what's your favorite dance? Out of both styles, let's do that.
Ooh. So my favorite smooth dance is Viennese.
What's your favorite Viennese waltz song? Like right now, they dropped it. Christian's here. Boom, you gotta go.
Ooh, I love like a good Christina Aguilera Viennese waltz. There, like anything that's just like, I don't like the Viennese waltzes that are like too flowery. I like one that has like a good belt to it. It needs some drama.
Oh yes. Okay. So for me, I'm gonna say, speaking of drama, Charlie Puth suffered. Right. You know, when that beat drops, I like look at Barton and I'm like, he's like, Crystal, get your life together. Keep it together. I'm like, this is my jam.
Yes, no, and that's what honestly Chris John says something very similar to me. He's like, you're getting too excited. You're getting too excited and forgetting all of the lovely, pretty technique, pretty ballroom princess. Get it together.
Oh my gosh, I know. Oh, I'm telling you. So what's your favorite rhythm or spicy stuff? What's your rhythm? Your favorite spicy dance?
My favorite rhythm. So funnily enough, my favorite rhythm used to be cha-cha, but right now I love bolero. Bolero, bolero used to be the style that I was most afraid of. Bolero was the one that I'd never learned any bolero because we didn't really do any bolero in the performance group that I was in.
Yeah, it's not really a social dance. I've never seen it in Latin Club. I'll tell you that.
Right, that's the thing. It's like not a dance that people tend to learn and social dance in. Which is why it used to be the dance that I was most scared of because it's like a lot of the other dances I can like mostly muscle memory it if I forget my actual choreography. Bolero, I couldn't do that. So it always used to freak me out because I was just like, Bolero's the one I don't know. But I've come to really love it because it's just like a very different vibe from the other rhythm dances. And I kind of like that about it.
Yeah, it's like the mud of the dances, essentially, right? Because it's a blend between smooth and rhythm.
Yeah, it's a weird dance. Like I don't love it because it makes sense. It also used to stress me out because it did not make sense. I was like, I don't understand how I'm supposed to do body rhythm in this dance. Get it now. But at the time I was like, I am confusion.
What do you think is your most difficult hurdle that you've probably overcome?
So I started competing open this year and just like completely different from anything I'd ever done. Just because like when we were in the ballroom performance group, we mostly just did clothes. And it's been really fun, but also really, really challenging and very frustrating. Open made me cry. I was like, I can't do this.
Really?
Yeah.
No, you like the structure of the closed.
I mean, I did. I was into the clothes. So here's my thing. I've come to love open, but it did not come easily, mostly because with closed, I can mostly catch myself if I forget pieces of choreography. Like the open calls you to a much greater awareness of what you're doing with your arms and facing.
Yeah.
Didn't really need to think about previously. So it was just like, it was just really hard because it was also that it also felt like I was relearning all of the dances because all of the dances are different in open. They're just completely different. Open is just a completely different ball game. And I'm just really proud of myself with what I've done with the open this year. It's been good. But we had only done like open rhythm choreography this year. And I did the open bronze choreography at Ohio. I was double vice champion, which is a big deal, honestly, because I'm like, well, honestly, why I'm proud of myself is two things. My smooth technique has gotten 10 times better than it was when I started. And like, it's crazy that I came second in the open smooth and beat a bunch of people who were doing actual open choreography. Because I was doing closed choreography in the open smooth and came second. And I was like, I don't know how we got here. Especially since some of the people who were in my, like in the open A smooth for bronze were also in like the open silver as well.
See, and that's when it comes back down to that technique. If you show clean technique in clothes versus what someone else might be doing, like this crazy open routine, but their feet are all over the place or their posture's all over the place, then, you know,